Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. I would like to introduce on my right hand side one of my vice chairman, Mr. Maneesh Tripathi.
Yes, hi.
Please, Maneesh.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. Thank you. Shall we start the signing ceremony officially? Yeah, Chairman, with your permission.
Please.
Yeah. So I see lots of members have joined. So namaskar, good afternoon. My name is Maneesh Tripathi. I'm the Vice Chairman of Singapore Indian Chamber of Commerce. I work with Dr. T Chandroo, the Chairman, our eminent Chairman of Singapore Indian Chamber of Commerce. He's been guiding this chamber for many, many years, the last 4 years as the Chairman. And Dr. Chandroo, thank you for being here.
Pleasure.
He had a very busy schedule, but he said this one is very special. May I also welcome Mr. Theo Soumyaraj, President of ATCC, Australian Tamil Chamber of Commerce in INC. So, Mr. Soumyaraj, thank you for joining us. Mr. Anton Fernando, Executive Vice President, ATCC. I heard, Mr. Anton, you were the prime force. You pursued this alliance with us, and the Chamber is privileged that we are signing this MoU today. And of course, all our members from both associations, SICCI and ATCC, all of you, thank you for joining. Pleasure to be with you. This MoU signing is between, as we said, ATCC and SICCI. Before we do that, Chairman, I just make a small presentation on the chamber, so at least the members on the other side for ATCC would understand what we do. Because MoU is only one part, Chairman.
That's right.
The other part is how do we work together, right? How do we do good for communities on both sides? So allow me to just take about 5-6 minutes maximum. We were established in 1924. It's one of the most prestigious community organizations in Singapore. And as I said, our chairman is Dr. T Chandroo.
That's a photograph without a beard.
Yeah. This is a COVID beard, which we tease him.
COVID beard, yes.
And we have our esteemed Mr. Kishore Jetnanandani Daryani. He's a co-vice chairman with me, serving in Dr. Chandroo's board. Mr. George Ibrahim, our honorary treasurer. And of course, the whole slew of very talented board members who serve the community absolutely without, it's all pro bono work here. So we've got a very talented board working for Dr. Chandroo. Next, please. This chart, just give me a minute or so. You see the journey of this chamber. 1924, it was called Indian Merchant Association with only 30 members. Then 1935, Indian Chamber of Commerce. 1991, Singapore Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. That's the time we got the modern name, because we wanted to bring commerce and industry both. 2014, 90 years for SICCI. 2019, celebrated 95 years. 2020, we put our shoulder as COVID hit all of us. The COVID task force was an aggregation of lots of other associations which came together, but under the leadership of Dr. T Chandroo, our chairman, SICCI was the arrowhead. We took the initiative under his leadership and got all other Indian associations in one umbrella under one force, and we raised over $1 million, Dr. Chandroo. And this was reported everywhere, on TV media all over India and even other places. So, and there is mention in press that how selflessly our members who were not very well off, but it is not about money. It was the passion and the effort and the feeling people had to go and support other countries.
Yeah.
FSIO is a very interesting, again, a leadership position which Dr. Chandroo has taken. Just 30 seconds on that, Chairman. You want to say or should
Go ahead, go ahead.
This is an association of associations, if I may call it. So under the aegis of SICCI, all the other Indian associations have agreed that they will create one force. And that force will put in efforts which are combined. So 1 + 1 becomes 11, as they say, and also not only do goodness, but also see that there is one voice in the whole community going forward. More about it as we move to the next part of the presentation. This is our mission to promote the spirit of entrepreneurship and providing opportunities to members to expand and grow in Singapore and abroad. Next. Vision. We have a tripod: enabler, advocator, and connector. So this has been our vision or a tripod mission for a very long time. And this has become synonymous to what each board member and member does to the community. We enable, we advocate for them, and we connect. Membership sector profile, just spend about 5-10 seconds on this. Mostly, if you see wholesale and retail, 32% of our membership is wholesale and retail. Consumer business and general services, another 17% each. ICT, people will think Indians are synonymous to ICT, Chairman, but it is not the case, right? ICT is there, but there are so many other sectors which the Indians are contributing in the Singapore economy in various shapes and forms. Next. Strategic thrusts for 2020 and 2022. Jokingly, we said we are a COVID board, right? I mean, Chairman has been there, but this board of 17, 18 members, cooperative members included, we came in just before the COVID hit us. And our term would be ending somewhere in May and June, then the new board will come in. So we've done a lot, what we could. And the SME Center, which is a part of SICCI, worked full-time to support SMEs. Trade matching that did its work. Internationalization, which is the bilateral international trade. We had at least 2 Zoom or webinars. I understand
Someone can.
They are unable
to hear our voices.
Is this connected? Can is it better now? I think they are on mute, but if you hear us now, can you please type the message, guys? Sorry about that. So the bilateral and international trade committees did their work. There were at least 1 or 2 seminars every week. Each board member took a target and reached out to their respective communities, sectors. There were investments in arbitration. Great. Thank you very much. We could see you typed it. Thank you, Mr.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we can hear. Entrepreneurship, SHE, S-H-E, this is a test. This is the women's wing of the chamber, and our very able ladies, Miss Shobha and Miss Purnima are leading this, and they did a lot of good work during COVID and so on and so forth. So we did do what we had to do. And for SME, internationalization, entrepreneurship, investments, women, welfare, and all that in the last 2 years. Next. Key services, as I said, seminars, webinars, workshop, SICCI trade match, advertising and marketing, facilities, rental, jobs. And Chairman, we also did a lot of other work by helping the COVID task force went a step further and helped our members in facilitating SME loans. Trying and advise people on disputes where somebody was stuck on a lease rental but could not get out of it, right? I mean, and the business are suffering. Even for drivers or the ride-hailing drivers when they came up. So then the chairman and his team did a walkabout in the marketplace in this Little India Road, where we have huge amount of members and Lisha members to talk to people one-on-one and find out how they can be helped. So lots of work was done, which is not mentioned here, but I thought I'll add it.
Yeah.
Next. Institutional offerings is SME Center again, IOB, internationalization, as I said, negotiation and arbitration. It was done not in a very formal manner, but more on an informal manner to guide people where to find what, because there were so many policies, people were getting confused how to find a solution. Next. Trade documentation, as you know, we do trade documentation for all these countries. Keep going. Partnership overview, government, TACs is trade. Thank you. all the government agencies, the TSCs and internationals. So you can see the logos. And this is where right across this, the chamber links various members to various associations.
We have a partnership with James Cook University, which is an Australian university.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, next. MOUs like the one we will sign today, UAE Business Council, Indian Business Group, the Indus Entrepreneurship, IIT Kanpur, the first, which first is a startup community within IIT Kanpur, the upcoming GoPio, UEF, Proxterra, cross-border e-commerce is Proxterra. Next. Oh, Federation of Singaporean, FSIO. As I said that time, I gave you a quick brief. FSIO, if I may say, is a very inspired. From Mr. Chitta Ranjan. He says slides can be only seen partially. We'll try our best, sir. We will continue in this for the want of time, but we'll try. The team is trying to correct it. So FSIO is Federation of Singapore Indian Organization. It's a very inspired idea by Chairman and his team, but led by Dr. T Chandroo, our Chairman, to get 24 Singapore Indian associations together and see that we have one voice, we have velocity or vectors aligned, and we do goodness for the community together. So this is the signing ceremony, which was done in the presence of Honorable Minister. Next. Fireside chats. So the chairman led at least 3, I remember, Chairman.
Yes.
Three fireside chats with four, yes. Honorable Minister Indrani Raja. Next. Fireside chat with ESM Gochok Tong. Fireside chat with Honorable Minister Lawrence Wong, Minister of Finance.
2 is on the way. Yeah.
And the 2 on the way, yeah, right. Interaction with Minister of Trade and Industry, Mr. Gan Kim Yong. So these fire chats were part of our advocacy, if I may say, Chairman, where the chairman through the members gave the feedback to the ministers. There was a pre-budget meeting you and I attended.
Yes.
So there is.
I attended one yesterday.
Oh, you were. So the whole idea is to, not only, it should not be one-sided. We also take the government policies and take it to the community, but also grassroots level feedback through the chairman and his board members goes back to the government. So that's how the two-way communication happens. Next. TSC meetings, multiple meetings, photographs here. Keep going. Engagement with embassies. The community, the chamber keeps very constant communication with all the embassies, as you can see, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, UAE, Israel, I think US, right? That's US.
Yeah,
yes. Fantastic. Next. South Africa, Malaysia, keep going. Thought leadership. This also was inspired ideas where, we brought thought leadership sessions where the eminent leaders from business, political and social circles will come back and share with the members what's going to happen in the future, what they're thinking. So these are the thought leadership seminars. Next. SME Center is a one-stop shop for all business needs for SME, supported by ESG. It's set up in 2008. I mean, most of us in Singapore know about it.
Agency.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah. Again, this is a very focused effort by an organization for helping SMEs, right? So it is SME, and ESG is a government organization, as Chairman said. Again, business advisory, capability workshops, diagnostics, and group-based solutions. So it's got an office of its own. It's got a center director of its own. It's got a board of its own.
That's right.
Ex officio SICCI Chairman also is the board member of SME Center. And we do a lot of focus work for SME. Next. SME Central. So we have various offices. SICCI SME Center has offices, multiple offices. And of course, one is logically in the SME Center at Little India. Next. Oh, COVID responses. I think I spoke about this. Yeah, next. Non-traditional financing. We spoke about this also, how we help people get finances when they were in trouble. So we did not force the finance in any which way, right? It was about if somebody qualifies, they get the finance. But sometimes there were gray areas, we would do advocacy. Yeah. So that's how we helped. Digitalization, a huge focus for Singapore. Keep going. Keep going. Aspiring Entrepreneur Network, one of our board members, Mr. Parthiban, leads this, and chairman is, of course, the force behind him. So, you know, we started doing work for entrepreneurship in Singapore. Next. Catalyze was again similar. It was promoting entrepreneurship at a grassroots level. There was a very big event with prize money given, attended by honorable ministers. Next. I just spoke about it, women entrepreneurs. So Miss Shobha and Miss Purnima and our whole team, Kishore Bhai, our other co-vice chairman, they're all part of this, and they did some very fantastic work. Community engagements. Next. Yeah, keep going. CSR, social corporate responsibility. Keep going. COVID task force, we spoke about this. Keep going. India COVID Relief Fund. Check presentation to Red Cross for India COVID Relief Fund. Deepavali project collection and distribution of goodies. Keep going. Awards. Pro Enterprise Award. First time we did a sports committee. Yes. And did during the lockdowns, we did a virtual marathon with the members. It was very successful. Chairman, I must say, did about 150 odd kilometers in 30 days. So, you know,
300.
300 kilometers. He came, there was one other board member, Mr. Maniam, who just beat him by 10, 11 kilometers. So he was he said, I didn't know. So he's the chairman and one of the board members were the toppers. So great. Yeah, keep going. IBD, International Business Division, keep going. Keep going. I don't want to bore others, you know, we just keep quickly going. We've spoken so much about this. Yeah, how many slides do you have after this? Yeah, just finish it. Yeah, SICCI Launchpad, we are doing a big event with MediaCorp. The meeting is going on here where there'll be 9 live episodes to filter up the vibrant startup community in the Indian community in Singapore, Singaporean Indian community, and an investment of up to $250,000 will be made to the winners. So this is the first of its kind, and it's a marquee event which will be live on television, national television. So that planning with MediaCorp is going on. Next. All India State Chambers Convention, a very important event which is coming in May, where we are lowering the center of gravity. So instead of doing center government to central government interaction, we will now invite the state chambers to come to Singapore. Hopefully that time Omicron would have gone away and it would be a live event, otherwise a hybrid event where the SICCI, SME Center, ESG, and Indian states will come together and make business plans. Because in India, most of the investment are state subjects. So talking to the central government may not be very fruitful sometimes. So we are calling central government as well as the state government chambers, state chambers. Thank you very much. That took about more than 7-8 minutes, but I hope it was useful to your members and yourself, Mr. Soumyaraj. With that, I will pass it on to Dr. Chandroo.
Let me just say a few words. I've got a prepared speech here. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Indeed, it's my pleasure and privilege to join you here today and sign the Memorandum of Understanding between Singapore Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, SICCI in short, and the Australian Tamil Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Theo Soumyaraj, President of the Australian Tamil Chamber of Commerce, Anton, Fernando, Executive Vice President, Australian Tamil Chamber of Commerce. My good friend, my colleague, my Vice Chairman, Maneesh, Tripathi, friends, business colleagues from both ATCC and SICCI, distinguished board members, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to this wonderful dialogue and signing ceremony of the Memorandum of Understanding between the two business bodies. Allow me to first wish all of you Happy New Year 2022 and Pongolo Pongal. For all those who celebrated House Festival on 14th January 2022. Both Australia and Singapore are constantly facing mood upswings and downswings of COVID-19 virus. But that is not going to stop both bodies from collaborating closely in a wide range of areas, both business and cultural. And I await to hear participants' view on furthering our cooperation. The Singapore Indian Chamber of Commerce is 98 years old in Singapore today. It is the apex business body for all Indian businesses in Singapore and a representative and strong voice and advocate for nearly 700 members. Our members span many sectors from spices and essentials, food and beverages and restaurants, multi-purpose shopping stores, mini marts, IT companies, and even agro products, just to name a few. In the past 2 years since the outbreak of COVID-19, SICCI has been in the thick of things to help our business right through the pandemic wave. We have worked very closely with the Singapore economic agencies to help roll out many grants and assistance schemes for all our small and medium-sized enterprises to help them tide over the difficult business periods during our circuit breaker, or what other countries call it a lockdown. We at SICCI have also been championing for many businesses to help them bring back foreign talents and migrant workers who have been stuck in India to help alleviate the severe manpower shortage as a result of travel restrictions worldwide. While all these are now slowly easing and life returning to normal, we remain committed to swing into action when the need arises to help our communities' businesses. We have customized information services for SMEs delivered through our SME at SICCI. SICCI has also established its International Business Division in the year 2021 to serve the internationalization needs of Singapore companies. Through these broad-based services, SICCI aims to champion and further its members' interests. The bilateral relationship between Singapore and Australia can be described as one of the closest and most comprehensive that Australia has with a Southeast Asian nation. Both countries are part of the Commonwealth, and we have close defense, education, political, trade, and tourism links. Australian cities are favorite tourist spots for Singaporeans. Having to live in a city surrounded by concrete and buildings, Australia's lush greenery and mountains, together with the farmhouses, is welcome relief for those who want to get away from the hustle and bustle of the city life for some relaxation. Many Singapore students study in Australia's tertiary institutions too, And needless to say, we have a good number of Indian students too from our country. Hence, it is most timely for both our business bodies to come together to put our signatures on this MoU to further enhance our close cooperation. As the Tamil saying goes, Kudi Vandal, Kodi Nanvi. SICCI's Vice Chairman, Maneesh, will definitely be more than glad to share with you your areas of cooperation between the two bodies and the opportunities for Australian companies in Singapore. Now, we certainly look forward to hearing the same from you about what our companies can do in Australia and how our two chambers can work to achieve this. Lastly, let me thank all of you for coming forward to join this important discussion. And let me conclude by wishing everyone good health and prosperity in the new year. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chairman.
Maneesh, all yours, Maneesh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chairman. Always very inspiring. Chairman prepares very hard for every speech. I can see that. Thank you. Mr. Soumyaraj, maybe you can say a few words and then we can very briefly talk about how we can work together on certain sectors. So,
Yes.
So the agenda is that if you or Mr. Anton want to say a few words.
Sure. Thank you, Maneesh. And first of all, Dr. Chandroo, Chairman of Singapore Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, SICCI, Maneesh Tripathi, Vice Chairman, SICCI, members of both chambers, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and good evening. It's as Dr. Chandroo said, it's a great pleasure for ATCC to be part of this MoU signing agreement with SICCI. When Maneesh went through SICCI history, I could see quite a lot of differences and a few similarities between the two chambers. The differences I've found, SICCI is a very rich 98 years old chamber, and compared to SICCI, ATCC is a toddler. We are just 6 years old. We are going into the 7th year. 7 years old chamber. I think we have quite a lot to learn from SICCI, how you have grown, not just the membership, but as an organization, we could learn quite a lot from SICCI, how you have grown from 30 members to where you are currently with 700, which is very interesting. So thank you. So personally, I would like to thank on behalf of ATCC for encouraging a toddler like ATCC to partner with SICCI and explore opportunities for both members of chambers. So I would like to quickly run through a presentation giving an outline of what ATC is about and what we do. And then Anton Fernando, our Vice President, Executive Vice President, would run through the opportunities that we have in Australia, which may benefit the SICCI members. So let me share the screen quickly.
Good job.
Our mission is very similar to what SICCI has. It's to facilitate quality business to business networking to benefit the Australian Tamil community and work with the greater Australian community to support community development and entrepreneurship. So that's why we exist within the as a chamber. What do? We offer, in order to meet that objective, we offer different ranges of services, such as organizing networking sessions, providing advice to different businesses, and, for example, tying up with SICCI is another way of providing our members an opportunity to explore in Singapore and even in India. So that's what we do as a chamber in Australia. So in terms of the different activities, we have community events, such as every year we have a walkathon where all our members and even the non-members join, and whatever the collections that we get, we donate towards either a cancer society or healthy living organization in Sydney. We also do regular blood donations. Again, members actively participate, and we did in a very small scale, not to the extent of SICCI. We did our part by helping the community in India during the COVID pandemic situation. We also organize on a monthly basis different networking sessions to help our members, to create awareness, educate our members, and communicate what type of opportunities our members would have in Australia and overseas. So networking session is a key element of ATCC in educating and creating awareness to our members. We also participated recently in 2021 in two global economic forums, one organized by Switzerland and the other one was organized by India. We try and promote our member businesses within our social media and also through our media partners, so that our members get the required exposure and obtain the benefit of being part of ATCC. So these are the walkathon events that we have had. Quite an interesting number of members participate in our annual walkathon. This is our blood donation campaign. These are different networking sessions we have had for 2021, starting from investment opportunities to tax planning to applying for COVID-19 grant. We also had our two main political parties involved in a small business forum in September, where we spoke of COVID and what both political parties could do to influence the government to facilitate our members better. So that was very successful, where the members of the political parties took it to the next level. They have escalated to the next level our suggestions, and we are looking forward to some of the ideas being implemented. So that's in terms of the networking session. These are the two economic forums that we participated in 2021. These are different ways in which we promote our members, and we have presently linked up with two other chambers in Australia, and SICCI would be our third, and the first international relationship outside Australia. So that's basically what we do, and we also try our best to have frequent catch up with our community and the members. Again, to keep in touch with regard to what's happening in the industry, what's happening in the world, and keep up with the trend. So these are a few things that we do at Chamber, at ATCC. As I said, we are an infant. We are learning and grooming ourselves to become a large chamber in Australia and globally. So again, I would like to take this opportunity to thank SICCI for accepting our invitation from Anton or Fernando in signing up this MoU, and I'm quite sure and confident this type of a relationship would immensely benefit the members of SICCI and ATCC. So thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Soumyaraj.
Thank you, Mr. Soumyaraj. So now, Mr. Anton, Rock, Fernando, you want to say a few words about the industry alliances we can have, and we also have some points prepared where we think we have low-hanging fruit. But I leave it to you to please take the lead first. Mr. Soumyaraj, would you kindly stop sharing? Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see my screen, Soumi?
Yes, we can see
Oh,
it.
sorry. Anton, are you sharing?
Yes, I'm sharing my screen. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Firstly, to thanks Dr. Chandroo, Maneesh, and Soumi for your presentation. And once again, thanks for accepting our request and signing up this MoU. Okay, I would like to touch on three things quickly. Firstly, the SAFTA agreement signed between Australia and Singapore, and then few export opportunities for Singapore businesses in Australia. And lastly, and most importantly, the industry profile of the Australian Tamil Chamber of Commerce members and what opportunities your members may have, the SICCI members may have from Australia's side. Okay. Just quickly run through the first one, the SAFTA, which is the Singapore Free Trade Agreement, was signed in 2003 and it was revised, amended in 2016. And interestingly, if you see, the Singapore is Australia's 5th largest trading partner. They're quite a strong trading relationship with Australia. And the services make up to 1/3 of the Australian exports to Singapore. That's quite a big chunk. And interestingly, for Australia, Singapore is the #1 exporter for gold. And 21% of the Singapore students, 7,500 students in Australia, are studying health sector. And lastly, Australia exports around 1.7 billion worth of professional and technical services to Singapore. So this is just to give you a flavor of the trade which are currently undertaken between Singapore and Australia. And 3 points I'd like to touch here. One, with the SAFTA agreement in place, the trade barriers and tariffs between both countries have been relaxed, have been taken off in many product categories, subject to the rules of origin. A lot of relaxations have been facilitated for trade between Singapore and Australia, and there's easy access to the markets. And importantly, Australia has a more open, transparent, and predictable business environment, and which is a great opportunity for Singapore investors to invest in Australia also. It's quite a stable economy and very open, is very ethical, legal background over here, and very predictable business environment. So it's a good opportunity for Singapore investors to get into Australia as well. Australia has a wide range of exports to Singapore, from mining sector to the food products, electrical services. A wide range of products have been exported to Singapore. I'll just send the slides across to all members. You can go in detail, but a range of products are starting from mining sector to the food products and meat and animal-related products and the electrical, dairy products, agri parts, and a range of services are being exported from Australia to Singapore. And there are opportunities in a range of product categories. And the exports are on an increasing trend during the last few years. You can see it was very low. It was also 2017, after signing off the amendment of the SAFTA agreement, the exports have started increasing. And I'd like to emphasize on one major point here. Now, in Australia, right, people do think that Australia is predominantly exporting mining products and oil and sort of gas and other iron and gold related products. However, the emerging industry in Australia right now is the digital trade. If you take the digital trade right now, which is currently $43 billion, is expected to increase to 192 billion by year 2030. So this is one of the things I would like to share with the SICCI members there. There's a great opportunity in the digital sector, the electronic platform here, or the internet related, the e-commerce related area, a huge potential in Australia from 40 billion to 200 billion approximately, around five-fold increase we are looking at in the digital sector. And if you take the Australian apps here, Australia ranks second in the APAC region in terms of the countries which use the APAC Australian apps here. So in the digital space, there's a huge potential for Singapore investors to invest, to look into the Australian market. Okay, from this, I'll just end up the general Australia, but I'll just, from this point onwards, would like to give a flavor of the Australian Tamil Chamber of Members, what profile they are there, and how we could we work together. If you take the members of the Australian Tamil Chamber of Commerce, ATCC, they're into wide range of industries. And I would like to open up for the members of the Singapore Indian Chamber of Commerce Industries, where if you're looking for commercial opportunities or suppliers or joint ventures partners or franchising opportunities in any of the sectors which I'm going to present in the next few slides, you can contact one or more of the companies in that slide, and I will forward you the details of our members and the background profile. If any of your members are interested or looking for opportunities in that sector, they can contact them directly and they can partner with them, share information, and explore the opportunities. And if you take, for example, start with the finance sector, we have a very strong membership portfolio in the finance sector, starting from property invoicing to the taxations, auditing. So if you are looking for an auditor or tax consultant or any financial investment advisory in investing in the real estate here or investing in the stock market or any sort of investment here, any of the members in this slide, you could be able to contact, starting with wide range of industries from the credit space or property consultancy and also into the traditional accounting or investment banking, so on and so forth. So we have quite a large member portfolio in the finance sector, and your members could be able to contact them if you are looking for something to expand or even looking to invest in Australia in real estate or any of other investments. And we are members doing quite well in many of the finance sector. Yeah. Secondly, we have a very large portfolio of members specializing in the property construction and maintenance. So if any of them are interested in it, any of your members are interested in partnering into the construction here, the construction industry in Australia is booming. Australian government and mainly the New South Wales and the Victorian governments are heavily investing and spending in the infrastructure. So this is one of the sectors which are very growing in Australia. So if any of the Singapore investors are interested in entering into the construction trade or the property trade or the property maintenance trade in Australia, they could contact any of our members, starting from if you take the property inspection or property development, construction, or property related consultancy, we have a range of businesses. And also we have quite a lot of legal practitioners or lawyers in our database or in our member base as well. So if any Singapore businesses want to set up their business in Australia, or any sort of legal matters or migration opportunities, if any of your members or your employees, you want to have a employment opportunity or agent in Australia for Singapore business. So if you are looking for any migration or visa or also company setup and stuff like that, if you are looking for any legal related services in Australia, we have around 6 to 7, 8 members over there in the legal practice in Australia within our membership. So we could direct you, or you could be directly contact them also for any legal opportunities. We have some of our committee members also specializing in the legal practice here, and we'll always free to give their contacts to you all. And as initially discussed, we have quite a lot of members specializing in the education sector as well. And starting from a CIMA or professional examinations to a robotics school and the career coaching consultancy to childcare sector. Childcare sector is also one of the growing sectors in Australia, a very stable sector, and quite a few of our members are well positioned and well experienced and doing quite well in the childcare sector also. So if any of you members are interested in expanding the child corporations in Australia or partnering with our existing child corporation, they will always could contact these members. And we have quite a lot of members in our medical practices as well. That's one of our strong areas in membership. And it's another sector which is growing and a stable sector. And if you are interested in investing or partnering with or expanding if any of your members are in the medical sector, if you want to come to Australia, you can contact the members listed here. The Bridgeview is our gold sponsor, and the Parramatta Medical Center, Civic Medical Center, and Navam Enterprises, Cornerstone, and also the NDIS support businesses and the health global distributor and also facilitate. And it's another sector, growing sector, where we are quite a few members in the food trade as well, starting from the restaurant sector, the Anjapo or the Chennai Kitchen, to the importers of food products to Australia. And there's also, we have quite a big membership base in the food and the retail sector as well. And these are the companies which specialize in information technology. So wide range of businesses are part of a membership in terms of IT as well, starting from a digital solution to the IT consultancy, to the cyber security, to the E2 platforms and the cloud related services, software. So we have a strong IT base as well. Of course, Singapore has much better base, but we do have quite a base. If you are partnering or willing to expand your Singapore IT services, we could be of support to you. And we do have businesses which are specializing in engineering, like the solar power, electrical, lighting, and automobile engineering, and also the engineering consultancy services. And few businesses in the travel and the tourism as well. And last, some miscellaneous industries, starting from decor to the iBus, which is the e-platform, and the sportswear and the vehicle rental. We have a mix of other businesses also. So to summarize it to all the members of SICCI, if any of you are interested in expanding operations in Australia, please do contact us. We could put you in touch with our members who are specializing in those trades, and we both can collectively, jointly, and expand and be beneficial. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anton Rock. Thank you very much. Very useful. This segregation, Chairman, which they did industry-wise, and the names gives context. It is very, you can hold on to it and you can see the value. This was very useful. I mean, what we had prepared was very similar, so I won't repeat. In fact, the sectors we discussed, we have similar. We had property and real estate, education, as Chairman said before, medical and healthcare. The only thing we would add here, Singapore is looking for assisted living. Healthcare is one, but prevention and cure has been taught to us in this COVID-19. So more on the prevention side, which is the wellness part of health. So wellness, then healthcare and assisted living, which is for the aging population. And then agro products. Singapore has this vision of 30-30. You can Google that and find out for some other day. It's not the agenda today. So very keen on remapping the supply chain of agri products, fruits, green vegetables, and other dry food products. There is also, you brought in a new sector, which is, I would call it finance, but at a different level, right? We saw the members who have finance profile. Singapore is an international financial hub next to nobody, but as similar to what UK or London is. So the finance sector here is also very, very strong. Technology, we have one of the best. It's the first smart nation which has a vision to go to 5G, blockchain, ODP platforms, which is open digital platforms, and so many other things. Energy, sustainability is very high. The event we had, Chairman, with the finance minister, sustainability was spoken about. Yeah. Carbon credits, having a carbon exchange. So
green environment.
Green environment. So it kind of matches two developed economies. Will talk about the same things with possibly a different prism, right? Yeah. So we could see that very clearly. But what Chairman was telling me when you were making the presentation, Mr. Anton Fernandez, was he said, why don't we take an abridged version of your presentation?
Yes.
And for PDPA, privacy reasons, maybe we can remove the names and the phone numbers, but the contact point could be one contact point you can give to us. And we would circulate this to all our members because it's a very real presentation. It has names, it has sectors. So if, but we don't need to go with all the details, but an abridged version of your presentation, and we can send it to our members. And then our office, Miss Pooja here, Mr. Vishwanathan here, would see that if any inquiry comes, they can connect directly to you.
We can also publish in our newsletter. We have our newsletter. Our newsletter is the electronic version, which is out every month. So we can publish your information, your entire collateral, we can publish it and publicize to all our members. It goes to close to 1,000 members. In addition, we also post electronically to another 8,000 non-members. But these are mainly SMEs, small and medium enterprises. So in that way, we are able to help you promote your services. Yeah.
Thank you, Chairman. Immediately, what comes to my mind, Mr. Soumyaraj and Mr. Anton, is you talked about the finance sector, the legal practice. There is eKYC, blockchain-based eKYC is the need of the hour, as we all know. Lots of our members, we are doing this SICCI Launchpad where startups are coming up. Yeah. What we will do is we'll see that the winners also get exposed to your member and your community to get partnerships. So some ideas have come through for we'll see that the office helps us to put that properly in an executable plan. But with that, we have come to nearly to the end, and we'll do the signing ceremony now. But I don't think we have a Q&A plan, but if anybody has any questions, you're most welcome to write to SICCI or the members at ATCC, most welcome to write to you. Absolutely. And we can keep the communication going through emails and other ways. So with that, we will, before we sign, we just want to thank you again, and then we'll do the signing ceremony and request you to close the event, Mr. Soumyaraj.
Certainly. Indeed, it gives me great pleasure in signing this MoU. Mr. Raj.
Are you ready on the other side?
Are you ready on the other side?
We can't see your face. We can't see your
face. I will just.
You'll have to adjust possibly a little bit. Now we can see.
Yes. You can see this document as well. Yes. Okay. We will sign together.
Yeah, sure.
just show it the other way, and there'll be a picture opportunity. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I think my virtual background is, give me a second, please.
Yeah. Making you disappear.
Thank you. Thank you, Vivek.
Now better. Oh,
You are responsible for this get together. Thank you.
yes, we can see it now.
Yes, we
From
can
that.
see it very clear.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Sean got the picture?
Yes, got it.
I think you'll be able to come this side.
Yeah, you come this side
This
also.
side without.
One more time.
One more time.
Yeah, sure, sure.
That way. Yes, without.
Yeah, now you
Yeah,
can see.
there you are.
Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Mr.
Thank
Vivek.
you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done. Chairman, we will request ATCC to just close.
Yes, please, all yours.
So again, I take this opportunity to thank SICCI for encouraging a small chamber like ATCC to partner with you. And as I said, this relationship, having heard Dr. Chandroo, Maneesh, and also Anton's presentation, would definitely assist both members immensely. And this is just a start. I'm sure, like what Maneesh was mentioning, we could explore a few things together, how we could partner together and have events or organize activities to benefit both chamber members. So this is just the start, I would say, to all the members who are here, and we would develop this relationship much stronger in the next or in the coming years. So thank you again, Dr. Chandroo and Maneesh, for partnering with ATCC, and all the very best.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody who joined. Thank
Just
you
two
for
more
the
words, just two more points, sorry.
Yes, yes.
I
Yes.
wish to thank two more people. Firstly, Vivek Chabra, Mr. Vivek Chabra, for initiating and linking ATCC with Singapore Indian Chamber of Commerce. Thanks, Vivek. I think you're on the call. Thanks a lot for introducing us. And also, I wish to thank Pooja for doing all the admin work. And she did a lot of work. She was
Just
bridging
bring
us.
up. Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Pooja, for organizing this event.
Thank you. Thank you very much. God bless.
And thank you all participants, Chairman, right?
Of course.
Yeah, thank you everybody who participated. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless.